Tech TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Surbhi Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 5th of June. Youth who contracted Nipah virus in southern India stable, says Health Minister. Protest held in Pakistan-administered Kashmir to save Neelam-Jhelum rivers. And Muslims across South Asia celebrate Eid with fervour. And now for all the details. The Health Minister of India's Southern Kerala province on Wednesday said that a youth tested positive for Nipah virus is stable now. An outbreak of the virus in Kerala had claimed 17 lives last year.
Health Minister of India's Southern Kerala province KK Shelja confirmed on Wednesday that a 23-year-old college student tested positive for Nipah virus is stable now. She said that 3 nurses who treated him, a friend and another person have been kept under observation in an isolation ward at a hospital in Kochi city. So far, the health condition of these 5 is also stable and their blood samples have been sent to National Institute of Virology in Pune. The results are expected by Thursday.
The patient who is admitted in the hospital who is positive for Nipah virus is stable now, and only 5 persons are admitted in the isolation ward today. Yesterday and today only number is only 5, including the positive case there are 6. But the suspected case are not severe condition.
Nipah is a virus that can be transferred from animals to humans. It causes fever and cold-like symptoms in patients before quickly advancing to encephalitis, which is inflammation of the brain. There is no vaccine or cure for Nipah infections at present. An outbreak of the virus in Kerala had claimed 17 lives in May 2018.
A woman was killed and a youth injured on Wednesday as terrorists opened fire on them in Pulwama district of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. The woman was declared brought dead to hospital while the youth was said to be in a critical condition till the last reports came in. The incident comes a week after Indian forces killed a top leader of an Al-Qaeda affiliated terror group in the district. Several terrorists from across the border have carried out attacks in the region in recent days. India has long accused Pakistan of arming and infiltrating terrorists to spread unrest in Kashmir Valley. Pakistan, however, denies the allegations. Moving on, locals in the illegally occupied region of Gilgit-Baltistan constantly suffer from the troubles created in the power corridors of Islamabad. In the line of exploitative agenda of Pakistan, they were recently handed electricity bills that asked them to pay manifold of what they used to pay for similar electric units for few months back. Unexpectedly inflated bills have become the new cause of concern for the people in the illegally occupied region of Gilgit-Baltistan. The normal life in the region has seemingly come to a standstill after people are being asked to pay manifold of what they would pay for similar electric units a few months back. The government had earlier lured people into getting new meters installed in their homes on the pretext of an improved electricity supply. However, people say that it was nothing but deception.
तो ये बिल पहले की निस्बत बहुत ज़्यादा आ रहा है। बिल के हवाले से हमारे मोहल्ले में जितने भी है सब पे इत्तेफाक राय ये हुआ है कि ये बिल जो है बहुत ज़्यादा आ रहा है, बल्कि ज़्यादा नहीं बहुत ज़्यादा आ रहा है। तो अभी ये है कि ये पहले तो ये मीटर लगाने जा रहे थे तो बाला वालों से ये इत्तेफाक राय हुआ था गवर्नमेंट का कि ये मीटर लगाने से बिजली की लोड शेडिंग ख़त्म हो जाएगी। तो ऐसा हुआ नहीं। जब से ये मीटर लगे और बिजली की लोड शेडिंग में अपनी जगह पर रही है और बिल भी डबल आ रहा है।
मैं इंतहाई अफसोस साथ कहना पड़ता है, गरीब आवाम हैं, इनके ऊपर बिजली बम गिराया गया है खुद मैं ही इसका इफेक्ट ही हूँ। एवरेज मेरे पास जो बिल आता था वो 800, 500, 600 रुपये से नहीं आता था।
Locals blame the policies by Islamabad regarding the regions under its illegally occupation are decided on a whim. The economic losses Pakistan faces due to policy paralysis are compensated by these regions. A sudden escalation in the electricity prices is just one aspect of its exploitative design. A protest was held in Muzaffarabad city of Pakistan-administered Kashmir on Wednesday against the diversion of rivers on the occasion of the World Environment Day. The protesters expressed their anger over the environmental damage and water shortage caused due to the diversion of river Neelam for the hydropower project.
A protest against the diversion of rivers was held on Wednesday in Muzaffarabad city of Pakistan-administered Kashmir on the occasion of World Environment Day. Members of the Save River Committee in Muzaffarabad carried out the protest against the government's decision to divert the waters of River Jhelum and built a similar hydropower project that it built on River Neelam. The protesters demanded that the government, which has been extensively involved in the damage of the ecology along the rivers, now must work for protecting the environment. The activists have been holding a sit-in protest in Muzaffarabad for the past 72 days now. The illegally occupied region has been facing a severe water shortage due to the diversion of River Neelam, making the lives of the locals miserable.
In news from Afghanistan, Khoshal Sadat, Afghanistan's Deputy Interior Minister, has one of the hardest jobs in the country, rooting out abuse and bringing new energy to the police force that for years has been marred by corruption. The minister admits he faces a mess but insists he knows how to fix it.
Khoshal Sadat, the new head of Afghan police force, was appointed 3 months ago by President Ashraf Ghani as part of a broader anti-corruption drive. He now faces one of the hardest jobs in the country, rooting out abuse and bringing new energy to the police force. Afghanistan's 18,000-strong police have for long been poorly paid, often illiterate, undertrained, and subject to unauthorized interference and control by local strongmen or politicians. Khoshal admits he faces a mess but insists he knows how to fix it.
Interior, a number of senior leaders as well as juniors have been arrested and they're being investigated and will be prosecuted for their actions. So we no longer want to tolerate our frontline troops not being given what they deserve, the support that they deserve and they ought to have.
Khoshal, who has spent his entire adult life fighting the Taliban, has also moved to rotate police more often and pull them off isolated posts where they are regularly picked off by Taliban. Meanwhile, the challenge remains immense and there's little time to lose. Apart from the failed peace talks, war-ravaged Afghanistan will face presidential elections this fall.
More news from Afghanistan. Election observers from Afghanistan's 2 monitoring organizations have questioned the registration process for the presidential candidates. They have claimed that none of the candidates meet the requirements and preconditions in running for the position. Members of the Free and Fair Election and Transparent Election Foundations of Afghanistan on Tuesday questioned the registration process for the presidential candidates and claimed that none of them met the requirements and preconditions for running as president. The election observers from the 2 monitoring organizations said, based on the election law, each candidate has to prepare 100,000 national identity cards and submit it to the Election Commission, but none of them fulfilled this requirement properly. Electoral Complaints Commission in Afghanistan has the authority to remove the name of any candidate from the list if it is proved that he or she has failed to meet the requirements.
گزارشاتی که برای ما آماده غیر مستقیم از تطبیق پروسه بحث تذکره مثلا امضاها و مسئله تابعیت مشکلات داشته و قبل از اینکه کمیسیون در این مورد تصمیم بگیره یک بارگی بدون طی مراحلی که مطابق تزرامال باید و پیش میرفت اینا در مورد کاندیدات تصمیم گرفتند.
18 candidates, including President Ashraf Ghani and Chief Executive Abdullah Abdullah, are running for president. Presidential election in Afghanistan is scheduled to be held on 28 September this year. India on Wednesday celebrated World Environment Day by organizing several events in order to raise awareness about protecting the environment. The World Environment Day is the United Nations flagship day encouraging global awareness and action for the protection of the environment. Indian Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar encouraged citizens to plant at least 8 to 10 saplings in their lifetime on the occasion of the World Environment Day. Javadekar himself, as part of the celebrations, planted saplings with Indian cricketer Kapil Dev, Bollywood actor Jackie Shroff and folk singer Malini Awasthi. The minister said the government will be starting a campaign called School Nurseries, where school students, with the help of Forest Department, will learn how to sow seeds and raise plants.
भारत में हर एक आदमी को समझना चाहिए कि उसको जिंदगी भर जितना ऑक्सीजन लगता है उतना ऑक्सीजन मिलने के लिए 8-10 पेड़ तो उसको लगाने बनते हैं और केवल पेड़ लगाकर नहीं चलता, उसको और आगे बढ़ाने की जिम्मेवारी भी लेनी चाहिए.
Meanwhile, several events including exhibitions, rallies and plantation drives were organized across India on the occasion to raise awareness about protecting the environment. The World Environment Day, celebrates every year on June 5th, is the United Nations flagship day encouraging global awareness and action for the protection of the environment. The campaign was first held in 1974 with the theme Only One Earth. Muslims across South Asia on Wednesday celebrated Eid al-Fitr, one of the most important days in the Islamic calendar. Devotees expressed gratitude to God by offering prayers on the occasion, which also marks the end of the fasting month of Ramadan.
Muslims across South Asia thronged mosques to offer prayers on the auspicious occasion of Eid al-Fitr on Wednesday, which marks the end of the holy fasting month of Ramadan. Devotees in the courtyards of the iconic Jama Masjid in Indian capital New Delhi offered namaz and greeted each other with an embrace to celebrate the festival. The festival is celebrated on the first day of Shawwal, the 10th month of the Islamic lunar calendar. The celebration depends on the sighting of the moon and it varies in different countries.
इसके ऊपर मैम मैसेज यही है कि सब लोग जैसे रहते हैं मोहब्बत से सबके साथ इसी तरीके से खुश होकर रहें और ये सबके लिए हिंदुस्तान ऐसा देश है सारी इसके अंदर लोग रहते हैं तो सबके साथ मिलजुल कर इसी तरह मोहब्बत से बने रहें.
Similar scenes were witnessed in neighbouring Pakistan as worshippers congregated at mosques to pray together on the occasion. Pakistan is a predominantly Muslim country where more than 90% of its 208 million people practice Islam. The Pakistani government has announced public holidays from June 4th to 7th for the Eid festival.
आज बहुत ही मुबारक दिन है, ईद उल फितर का दिन है. हम सबको ये खुशियाँ बांट के चलनी चाहिए. अपने साथ गरीब गुरबाओं को लेकर साथ चलना चाहिए. हमें यतीम मिस्किनों को साथ लेकर चलना चाहिए और इस मुबारक दिन को हमें बहुत अच्छी तरह से सेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए.
Meanwhile, Muslims in Sri Lanka also gathered at mosques for morning prayers on Wednesday, amid security concerns after the community last month faced persecution in apparent reprisal for the Easter Sunday bombings by Islamist militants that killed more than 250 people. Eid al-Fitr is one of the most important days in the Islamic calendar. It is a day where Muslims express gratitude to God for the strength, will and endurance given to them, especially during the fasting month of Ramadan.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Youth who contracted Nipah virus in southern India stable, says Health Minister. Protest held in Pakistan-administered Kashmir to save Neelam Jhelum rivers. And Muslims across South Asia celebrate Eid with fervour. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsia Newsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsia Newsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.